It's Travis Davis here at Run and Training Center, Beginners MMA Coach. This first thing, the drill that we're going to go over here is called bridging, and we call threading the needle. So you're going to use this technique if somebody's in side mount, side body on you, or north-south mount. Anytime you're on your back and we need to bridge up to get off of our back. Okay, so this is more of I would say more of like an escape move than it is anything. You're already in a bad position and you need to try to bridge to create some space, whether you're going to bridge to frame out and start to shrimp, or bridge the frame, bridge and start to thread the needle there and go out the back door and stuff. And you can use this from a bunch of different positions, like I said. So it's north-south mount. So I'm going to show you a couple here, and then I'm going to have these guys drill it back and forth. So come here, Mark. I'm going to get down in side body here. So when I say bridge, when I say bridge, I mean we're gonna put our weight on our shoulders here and our kind of our neck, and we're gonna get up on, or we're gonna elevate our hips off the floor. All right, so I want to bridge up, and that's what I'm doing there is creating space for Mark's chest here on my chest, because when he's here like this, he's super heavy. So I want to try to get him off of me so I can create some space, so I can either try to dig for my underhook or shrimp and frame, look for my half guard or whatever it is I'm going to. But for now, I'm just going to thread my arm through and try to bridge, create this space here. And then once Mark starts to come back down on me, he starts to close that space again. That's when I'm going to bridge again and then shoot my arm and scoot out the side here. So I'm going to scoot here, and at this point, I'm going to grab Mark's rib cage here, and I'm just going to turn my hips down. All right, so my hips were facing this way. All right, and I scoot and I turn my hips down and I come up. And then if I want to engage with him, I'm just going to grab and drive over. Like I said, guys, so we can either attack here and drive in, okay? Or if we want to disengage, all I'm going to do is post on the head here, and I'm going to start to work back to my feet. When I do, I'm going to control Mark's body always, all right? If I can control my opponent, I want to control. I got the head here, and if we're pro, we can start looking knees. If we're amateur, we can start looking knees to the body, all right? And then we break away. So we went from being on our back there and side body to exploding there, bridging out, and then threading that needle through and coming out. So I'm just going to go over one more time, and then I'm going to have you guys drill it back and forth. So get down on side body, Mark. So I'm here. I'm going to bridge, create that space, get my arm in. And when Mark comes back down, I really kind of want to time it. So when Mark comes back down, I bridge again, and then I pull myself out, turn my hips down. Turning the hips down, and then, like I said, grab the wrist or head control and start looking for that stand-up or re-engaging the grappling. All right, so the biggest thing is just we want to explode, putting the weight on our shoulders and up on our toes here, and bridging up, pushing our hips all the way through. All right, and then start threading that needle. Now you can use that from. We'll just run through a couple real fast. So go to mount on me. So if he's on mount, again, I'm gonna bridge to try to create that space, and I bridge, and then I shoot my arm through. I'm gonna thread that needle through, and now when I bridge this time, I'm gonna use my arm and push Mark forward, and then I'm gonna come out that back door and up and over. All right. So when you bridge on that. When they're in the mount, you really got to bridge hard, and you don't want to get caught with your arm stuck in there after you bridge and you thread that needle. You don't want to get stuck with them pinching your arm in there tight. So it needs to be consecutive. I mean, when you're ready to go, you got to go. All right, don't half it, because if you do, you're going to get stuck there, and then obviously this is MMA. You're going to get punched in the face, and you only got one arm to defend yourself. All right, so again, one more time real fast, Mark. Just from the mount position here. We're here, I bridge, I swim that arm through. I thread, what I call threading the needle here. And then when I bridge again, I'm just going to bump Mark forward here. And then from here, I'm just going to do what I did before in side mount, turn my hips down and come up. All right? Do a couple of those back and forth. Just the bridge out into the side body or mount. So don't start with that needle. Don't start with the underhook yet. Yep. I want you to bridge, yeah, and then shoot the arm. And Mark comes back down. There you go. Good. Reset, do it again. Good. Switch. All right, so one more that I wanted to go over here from this position guide is the one where I use it on the opposite side. So if you're not going that near side, let me get side down. So when I'm here, you notice how we keep here and we're shooting for that far side where we're threading the arm underneath the far side. If I want, I can go the opposite side too, where I can shoot this arm underneath once I bridge. So if I bridge, I shoot this arm underneath, and when Mark goes to put his weight back down on top of me, all I'm going to do is spin my body out to go out and under. All right? So if I shoot that underhook in, once I bridge and create space, once Mark comes down, I want to use his momentum when he's falling down to put that, even when he's trying to put heavy pressure on me, I'm just going to slide right out underneath and come back up into like my headlock position or guillotine, dart stroke, whatever you want to go for. But again, this is just that opposite side. So remember the first one we went over, we bridged, we threaded, all right, from the far side. Now we're going to go to the close side here, the near side. So I'm going to bridge and thread. And when I do this one, all I'm going to do is I'm going to turn my hips this way, down to the floor every time. I got to turn my hips down to the floor and come up. You guys want to drill that one for a second for me? Boom. There you go. Good. Again. Good. Switch. Good. Try not to use so much strength though to roll him over. Just slide use him as a post to slide your body out from underneath of him. There you go. Good. And I really like that little escape right there from side mount, because when you roll out and you come back in, you're coming out into that. Go down real quick. You're coming out. No, fix that. I'm coming out and I'm finishing right here into one of my favorite positions. As you guys know, I really like 10-finger guillotines, dart strokes, anacondas, Peruvian necktie from here. I know I showed you guys some of that, and we went over some of the crucifix one not too long ago from here as well. So this is one of my favorite positions to be in, mostly because in MMA, a lot of my opponents shoot on me. So I'm always ending up in this sprawl position where I'm sprawling out, and then I immediately start looking for that head and arm and looking for stuff from there. And start attacking right away, guys. I mean, the more you attack, the more panic they become, and typically the easier it is to pull off the submissions, especially in MMA when you can add those punches in there in that lull time. You know, if we were just doing jiu-jitsu here and I'm sitting here and I'd be just working here and holding on, if he's just holding my hands and stuff, I'm not going to be able to pull off the submission or anything, but I can switch and hold the head and start punching, all right, in MMA. So I can switch punch, get them thinking about the hits, and then go back to submissions. All right, so that's it as far as the bridging and threading the needle goes. So grab a partner at home, or you can even practice this by yourself. It's no different if I was laying here and I exploded, and then I thread that needle through, and then I roll over, turning my hips out. All right, so you can practice that same technique with somebody or by yourself. All right, so give that those drills a couple goes for a couple rounds, and it's a good workout.